Hey everybody, welcome to Clash After Dark. I'm your host, Warblade, and tonight with me I have a veteran Clash After Dark guest. I have Bryce from Phantom Zone. Welcome to the show, Bryce.
Thanks, bud. I guess I am sort of a veteran now. This is the third time, huh? It's been fun every time, so looking forward to it again.
Cool. Always fun when you are on the show. Always have something good to talk about when I'm talking with you. And a little bit later we'll have Bryce popping into not Bryce. I'm sorry. I'll be having JP popping in. He's running a little behind tonight, so we'll have him on the show as well. So, well, let's go ahead and get started. So, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick update with Grease Monkey or Town Hall 9 that you've just recently brought up to Town Hall 9?
Cruising along pretty good. I've got hogs in the lab. I've got both dark elixir mines or pumps maxing out, that is just an absolute slog. I think it's like 3 million, 4 million, and then 5 million elixir. And with I don't know how it is. And you farm as a Town Hall 10 more, but when they changed the Archer AI, I can only barge with wall breaker, so it's super expensive now. So any kind of elixir intensive upgrades, it seems like they take forever.
Yep. I totally agree with that. I haven't even got my archers up for Town Hall 10 yet, just because I've been focused on getting my freeze spell up and pretty much took so much elixir right at the get-go for camps and all that good stuff. It was grind. Didn't have the money to put into archers right away.
Right, and like I don't even know when the time is right to take them to level 6, because the difference between 5 and 6 has always been the worst bang for your buck as far as archer upgrades go, because it's only 2 damage per second and only 4 hit points. And then you're paying an extra 100 elixir for every single archer, and if you take 104 every single time, that adds up pretty dang quick. So the ladies are pretty far down the list for their cool pink hoods or purple hoods. They're going to be rocking the green ones for a while, I think. But I don't know what everybody else does at Town Hall 9, but I think that taking the barbs to 6 is an absolute critical thing to do first. It just makes life so much easier.
So you prefer the barbs over the archers?
Yeah, because the numbers don't lie. I can't pull it up right now because I've already upgraded them, but I think it's like 10 or 15 hit points per barbarian, which adds up to a huge amount when you bring in 104 of them in. Yeah, because I think there are 100 hit points at level 5, and I think it goes up to 110. I mean, the damage doesn't really make a difference. So that's where I went first, and then I went hogs so I could war, and then my next thing in the lab will be giants, because those get a 270 hit point bounce from 5 to 6. So that's a good bang for your buck there.
Yeah. I definitely see the value in that.
Right, because I mean, and I've started doing it already, even with level 5s. Is jibe arching is the way to go for dark elixir at all levels, I think. And at Town Hall 8, I had a lot of success farming for dark elixir with just my barbs and archers and wall breakers. But I think once you move up to 9 and you're looking at a little tougher bases, you got to get some giants involved. And of course, I cheat because I have my Town Hall 10. That's just my troop factory. So.
Oh, you got it always donating to you.
Oh, yeah. I had to delete like 40 level 7 giants to make a war attack just a minute ago. I'm like, to clear out some room here.
Yeah. I actually just went to level 7 or Town Hall 7 on my mini, so I'm kind of excited to start dragon again. It's like, ooh, I can make dragons now. So kind of excited, and then I realized I've only got 2 air defenses. I don't think it's going to work out so well for my base, though.
Well, but if you get 3-starred and you can 3-star 2 other guys, you're still in that game. So, I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, that's sort of how everybody does it with the defenseless bases, and so.
All right, so you said you also had some Phantom Zone news as well, correct?
Yeah, we just kind of had a fun thing. We called it the PZ Swarm, and we all went to Phantom Zone 2 for a weekend, and we did 240v40 wars, kind of pushed those guys down the road towards getting to level 5. They're still about 1,000 XP away, but they're working on it. Shout out to Leroy and Gurr over there leading the charge in Phantom Zone 2. And then now we've all kind of come home, and we're back in Phantom Zone, and we're ready to climb the hill to level 7 for Phantom Zone. So that's exciting also. So we're 250 XP away from level 7. So
Nice. So that's what, a war, 2 wars?
yeah, pop up we could get 165 max in this 20v20. So I would say a war, 2 wars maybe, and then definitely get it on the third one if anything. So
Awesome.
by the end of this week we'll be level 7 clan. So
So are you normally warring about 2025, or is that
yeah, we'll go 20, 25, the odd 15, the odd 30. And that's kind of a discussion that we've been having to decide whether we want to go maybe towards the bigger wars and use Phantom Zone 2 as in kind of home for the alts, or if we want to stay where we're at, because the difference in management between a 40-person war and a 20-person war is pretty dramatic. So we'll just have to play it by ear. And I'm like the leader, but I'm also super busy like all the time. I have a pretty demanding job and a young family, so I'm not there all the time, and I'm definitely not in every war. So it'll be up to the rest of the guys to decide how much time they have to devote to being there and babysitting, saying, hey, you need to go here, you need to go there, because once you get into the bigger wars and become more serious, you really need a quarterback to. And Chuck does an amazing job of that, but we can't ask him to do it 3 times a week, so.
Yeah, I've seen Chuck in the Phantom Zone group meet chat before you guys took it back to line, and he was always, directing traffic and saying, hey, let's do this or let's do that. So he was always pretty good about getting stuff where it needs to go.
Yeah, he's excellent at that. So
anything else going on? What are you thinking about this latest update that they just came out with? The spell 1 gem for the spell factories. Is that something that me personally, it was kind of a letdown that this was their big thing before ClashCon.
I think that's what they did last year during Halloween. I think it's the whole and the cauldron thing. I think it goes along with the Halloween theme. I think it's what they did last year. I wasn't really too shocked that that's what the update was. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think the little cauldron thing is cool, and I guess the poison spell looks different. It has a different. Is that what I was understanding?
Yeah, I saw that too, and I didn't. It looks a little, because last year it was the hand reaching out of the tombstone, and this year it looks like it's a cauldron.
Right, but it says something about the poison spell is different, and I think that's just a visual thing. I was trying to watch a replay here. It doesn't look any different to me, but there's a rage on top of it, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know.
What's up, guys?
Hey, JP, what's happening, man?
Not a whole lot. Just got home from work.
All right, so we were just talking about the latest update, the 1 gem boost for Halloween, and So what are you thinking about that? Is that, I mean, I telling Bryce that I thought this was kind of a letdown as far as updates.
Well, I guess it's just the pregame update. I kind of thought there was going to be a little bit more with boosting, but I don't use spells that much anymore, so it doesn't really affect me. I'm just waiting on my cauldron still.
Yeah, I last time I looked, I didn't have one either, so I couldn't check it out.
Oh, and just to verify, I just watched a replay. Little ghosts come out of the poison spell and like pumpkins and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, Halligan was saying that there's ghosts in the poison, and I thought I saw a video where they had the bats like last year, coming out of the lightning spell.
Oh.
They kind of come out in a bat tornado or something.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was kind of cool. It's too bad I don't use lightning spells anymore either.
Yeah, it was like, well, that's a wasted graphic because I don't think anybody uses it anymore.
I might cook one up overnight and just drop it on something in the morning so I can at least say I did it.
Yeah, just hit the dark elixir storage just to screw with the guy.
Yeah. I'll do that, and then I'll super queen his base.
I have a baby base and that I just created, and somebody lightning the one. I had one cannon, and he dropped a lightning spell on the level 1 cannon, just to make sure. And then he dropped like a king and a bunch of wizards, and I'm like, really, dude? Just like I think your level 10 king had it. I think he had it.
Yeah.
I think that was really necessary.
Yeah, it's kind of when you come across a base like that, though, it's kind of fun just to completely demolish it, like with everything.
Oh yeah, I would have brought in some crazy army to see how fast you could. Like, can you destroy it in 11 seconds?
Drop one hog on that cannon and then mass hog the rest of it for cleanup.
With rage?
Yeah.
I saw a guy do that. He had a 30-second 3-star.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Wow.
It wasn't a defenseless, but it was I think he was a Town Hall 9 and it was a Town Hall 7. It was the only one we hadn't got cleaned up. And he dropped like 30 hogs on it in 4 rages, and it was 30 seconds. It was done.
Nice.
It was pretty funny. Okay, JP, where you at in the game? I've already got Bryce covered. He was saying how he was Town Hall 9 or whatever, just getting everything all up to speed. And
yeah, my queen hit 25, so I'm pumped about that.
Nice.
Trying to decide on if I want to take her all the way up to 30. My king's 21, and it's just driving me nuts to have those levels that much different. So I'm like debating on whether I should just go ahead and bring him up to 25 or just go ahead and take her up. But other than that, in the game, not really much has changed. I've laid down about 6 more wall pieces since the last time we talked. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Isn't the big deal with the king 30? Wouldn't it be better to take, if you leave the queen at 25, take the king to 30 and then?
We've been trying to do a lot of stuff with like queen walks and like queen healers and stuff like that, and that really does actually have a big effect having her at 30.
Okay.
Kind of at this point, like his main job, like we've got a guy that just got his king to 30, and he is like a beast when he gets inside a base. But I mean, kind of his main job is to just jump in there and kill the enemy queen. So I mean, you can do that with a level 20.
Yeah, I'm actually, my king is at 28. He's going to 29 after our ranged war this weekend, and my queen's still sitting at 25. And I think once I get my king to 30, I'm gonna take the queen all the way up to 40 before I touch the king. Okay. Hey JP, why don't you go ahead and talk about speaking of wars, why don't you give us a quick rundown of our recent arranged matchup that we just had?
We warred against North Watchers. It was awesome. That was our first arranged war, like in Still the Glory. had to do it with just all Town Hall 9s, which was fine. That's the first time, we've looked at the map top to bottom and seen nothing but anti 3-star bases. So it's kind of overwhelming because it's like you look at all these bases, you're like, should I drop? And it's like you drop down and you like look at the base, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can drop and clean this. Like, it was crazy just seeing all that. I mean, it was a blast, but we came in like within 4 at the end. We lost, but I was happy with it. And like our guys learned a lot. Their guys, they said they learned a lot too. Uh, Doing the search was crazy. It was a 30-second search before we matched. Like, it was just insane. Like, we were just so worried it wasn't going to work. Hit the button, and before we could even like start, like getting nervous, we were already matched. I was like, whoa, that was awesome.
Yeah, I saw you guys counting it down in a group me, and it was like button push, and then it was like all of a sudden it's like it's a match, and it's like
Yeah,
what?
the man pushed the button for us, and as soon as he typed the message out that said, how long do you want to wait until we like stop and restart again, I got the notification that we matched. I was like, wow, that was insane.
You want to go ahead and talk about the war we got coming up too, or you want to? Are we still
Yeah,
keeping that on the down low, or I mean?
No, we can talk about it. I mean, it's pretty much set. We had a little hiccup today. One of the guys from 2.0 accidentally got thrown in a war, and so we kind of got put in panic mode. But I think we've got it fixed now. But tomorrow we're going to try to match up with Savage Sloops, and just already talking with a few of their guys and stuff. I think that's going to be a blast too, and we're all looking forward to it. And it sounds like they're all looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about anybody else, but it'd be nice to actually get into.
And I know our 10s are really looking forward to it since they had to sit out of that first one. So, they're really, really pumped.
Now, Bryce, are you guys just hitting the button and getting what you get, or have you guys got any plans of doing any arranged matchups or anything like that in the future?
I think it's becoming the big thing, and it seems like people have got it tuned into a better science now. It sounds like everybody's having a lot more success. I mean, I don't know if 3 or 4 months ago there was supposed to be like a Kryptonian family tournament, and it kind of fizzled out within the first week. And it was such a pain. I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth from the whole thing. But it seems like people have really got the numbers dialed in, and the war weight's much better. And it's something we'd probably look to do in the future, I think. But for right now, yeah, we're just hitting the button and whatever shows up.
Yeah, where it's been kind of the most difficult is at the lower end of the map because people can upgrade so much still. So their numbers change a lot more. Once you hit to like 71 or so, like 70, 71, like your numbers don't fluctuate that much because you're not upgrading as much. So I think that, that can kind of throw it off. That's usually like it seems like the last one and this one, that's where we've been struggling is getting like a little bit lower Town Hall 9 weights. But I mean, I've seen people match with Town Hall 8s and stuff too now. So like I used to, that was always like leave those out if possible. But I've seen them all over YouTube with people matching with Town Hall 8s.
Yeah, I actually when I was talking to Duce last week, he was saying that they've got guys that are matching up with Town Hall 8s and Town Hall 9 type clans. So I mean, it's probably a lot like the Town Hall 10, Town Hall 9 matchups, that just got to have the weights balanced out right. Chat. The man is saying that he's going to be taking his queen to 30 and then leaving his BK at 20 for now. So and you're still an 8.5, aren't you, the man?
Yeah, he's an 8.5, an ugly 8.5.
What is the definition of an ugly 8.5? I'm curious about this.
Well, let's say when I say ugly, I mean that like in a positive way, because he's got like the same heroes as I do, and in the war that we've got set up with Savage Sleuths, I think out of 25, he's going to be number 24.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be cleaning up my messes from the bottom of the map.
Yeah, but he's normally hitting up there at the top anyway, so.
Oh yeah, he always hits up at the top.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
taking his queen to 30. That's higher than my queen, and I'm a tall.
Yeah, like as far as like walls and stuff, his walls are the same as mine pretty much, and everything else is Town Hall 8. I think he's got even a Town Hall 7 Archer Tower still.
Now, Bryce, you were telling me before the show that you have another mini that shall remain nameless for the sake of the show. You want to tell us what prompted you to try that out?
I was bored, and the name for it is really funny to me because I'm a child, and all of us will get kicked out of our clans if we mention it, so we can't do that. And I don't know. I just was like, well, maybe I'll try a defenseless thing or some weird, like, no splash damage or something, just something to mess around with. Kind of looking towards the future when I'm going to be out of wars with my main mostly or Grease Monkey, which I consider my main account, because the Queen's going to be upgrading a lot, and it's just something to mess around with.
And actually, that's probably a pretty good idea because I'm not investing a ton of gems anymore like I used to. So when I do an upgrade, that base kind of sits idle while the queen's down or the king's down or whatever because I can't war with it. I mean, yeah, I'll get on there and farm, but as far as war goes, so that's kind of why I'm excited to start using Drum Thumper once I get dragons, since he's Town Hall 7.
Yeah, just don't go past
have you
Town Hall.
pretty much.
Go ahead, JP. Sorry.
I was going to ask, have you pretty much like all the way abandoned your Town Hall 10 account?
I just failed the war attack with it just a minute ago, so not completely. That's exactly how good I was at war when I played it actively, so that's the same. No, it's really handy. If you have a Town Hall 10 with pretty much max troops, and you have a bunch of other accounts, and you have 2 devices, it's pretty convenient.
You're a donating fool, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Never need troops.
No.
Yeah, I did that for a little while when I was in between clans with my main and my mini, trying to donate to my mini all the time. It was like, I'm not going to donate any troops back to my main, but it was like I could always get max troops from myself, so that was pretty cool. Go in with a Town Hall 4 with hogs or giants or whatever and be able to just absolutely wreck it with just your clan castle.
Yeah, 2 hogs is all you need.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it was.
Well, and then I've just been asking for giants. Like, I haven't even been giving myself troops because it's just 2 giants. And jibe arching is such a thing now that everybody's got giants just sitting there. So, I mean, and all you need, like, level 6, level 7, whatever, 2, all right, 100%. So, that's all you need. Gotta watch out for those wizard towers, though. Those will get you.
And, kind of not sure what we, you guys, anything else going on in Clash that you guys want to talk about? I mean, we're less than a week away from ClashCon, and, I know some of us are talking about Town Hall 11, some of us are talking about, arranged matchups, and what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Man, I haven't really put much thought into it, just because I don't want to be like let down too hard if it's not what I want or anything. But I kind of thought sneak peeks were going to start coming out. So I don't know if they're going to start those when ClashCon starts, which it seems kind of odd because if all of those people know what the update's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be out pretty fast. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the sneak peeks maybe start tomorrow, maybe?
I saw a thing. I don't know. I think somebody posted it in our group chat. They were saying there was a whole list of stuff that somebody had posted on. It was on the forums, a post from the forums where they were talking about what the upgrades were. I can't pull it up right now, but they were talking about heroes, Warren with heroes when they're upgrading, and range matches was another one, but I don't know if it was the person had been banned from Super or had gotten their account banned, so I don't know if it was legit or not, but
I don't see that Heroes War thing. I mean, like I know that Supercell is like pretty cool and they're like have our interests in mind, but that has got to be one of their primary sources of income. I mean, boosting and waking heroes up has got to be where most people spend their gems. And I mean, obviously, some people just spend thousands and thousands of dollars, but I think the average guy on the street, that's where he's spending his money. So I can't see them cutting off that revenue stream from themselves.
I agree.
No.
I totally agree with that. I could see him doing something like a 20 gems and you get them for the next. You can use them for the next war attack or something like that. But maybe that's more of the capitalist in me, saying, "Hey, spend more gems." And it seems like Supercell isn't really that focused on making money. Otherwise, we'd be seeing all kinds of merchandise out there right now. I think they're more concerned with just developing the game.
Well, yeah, they're not EA. I mean, nobody's saying that. I mean, and I wouldn't like fault them for. I mean, it just seems like, they got to be making money somewhere, and I don't think that's the thing that they would change. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I've heard a lot of people. I know Tate's talked about it a lot. Where on Rival Kingdoms, how they have those daily quests, and it's like impossible to do the daily quest unless you spend something. So and I don't see them going that direction ever. Where like you have to spend money if you want certain things in this game. I mean, it's more of just if you want a higher level king faster, then you're gonna have to spend some money, but you can still just put him down and let him upgrade. The time that's given.
All right, thanks, Halligan. Let's see here. Captain Stabbins in the chat says he's hoping that we can get arranged matchups, clan tourneys, maybe mini 5-on-5 wars. But he thinks more than likely we're going to get screwed with pushing updates.
I don't know if it'll be that. I do think that a tournament system would kind of be good because, I mean, that way you can still war as normal, and it'll take time for everything to catch up. But if they start looking at like, average destruction and stuff that your clan's doing, they can start bumping you up, to a higher kind of league or something within a war clan system, or like, I don't know, but they could do that. That seems like it'd be something easy to do. I think the 5-on-5 scrims that a lot of people are hoping for, I think those would kind of get boring after a little while. I mean, it'd be practice, but
it'd be cool if you could do it like and do your regular wars too. Something like I think Tate talked about it, where you could just do like a for like an hour or something, get together and have like a 1-hour war or something like that. Everybody gets their attacks in, and boom, done.
Yeah, that and like I used to play a game called This Means War, and like they had a feature on that game where you could, if you were friends with someone on Game Center, or something, you could it would put that person on a list, and you could attack that person like once a week, maybe. And if you beat their base, you could get gems from it or whatever. But the alliance I was in, we used it to practice because we were pushing, we were like pretty high up pushing, but we would use that to just be like, hey, we've been seeing this type of base a lot. You want to set this up for me, and because I can hit you in 2 hours. If you'll set that up for me, I'm going to hit it and see if I can take it out. That was kind of cool, but I don't see them stealing a whole lot of features from other games.
Yeah, me and Natalia were actually talking about this earlier. I think it's going to be a war update for sure, and I think it's going to be something in the vein of esports, of making it more esport friendly, and
Yeah.
so matchups and some sort of tournament system where you can maybe enter a tournament or say, here's my 10-person group, and we want to be, it's going to be
Yeah.
something along that lines.
Yeah, the 5-on-5 thing is the only thing that gets me is like, if it's 5-on-5, it's the big wars are what's fun about those is just coordinating with everybody, and who's going to go where and who's going to clean this and who's going to clean that. The 5-on-5s would be fun, like a fun, quick thing to do.
Oh yeah, I think the 5-on-5s would be great, especially if you can. But then again, there's guys that got enough minis that they could have a whole clan all just to themselves. So I don't know how much fun that would be.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, one thing that I would like to see, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but does anybody think that prep day really needs to be 24 hours long?
No.
No, absolutely.
I mean, what, like 6 hours maybe? Like
I would
max?
say like 6 hours.
And do we,
because
or maybe 12 and 12? We don't need 24 hours for war. I mean, realistically.
I do.
Yeah.
It never freaking fails that I come on like the last minute and do a war attack when I've had 24 hours, which that's kind of the thing too. On the war day, I do kind of like the 24-hour because, people sleep, people work. It's hard for everyone to sit down and be able to plan an attack out with somebody else or something, So it's kind of like if you shorten that, then it's going to end up being, unless they did the whole thing like a 3-hour event where you get like an hour and a half of prep and then an hour and a half of attacks, but they would have to like maybe like speed up the troops or something that you're cooking while you're in a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about like a 6-hour prep and an 18-hour war? Like, I think that would be perfect. Like a little 24-hour thing, like in and out, done, and then you could war more. You'd war more times a week. They'd have to adjust the levels, obviously, and the XP, but like that just seems like a much shorter prep day, but still almost as long to war.
I definitely think the 24-hour prep day it's way out of date ever since the introduction of where you can save extra base layouts, because you can stare at the bases all day long, and then 2 seconds before the war starts, a lot of times they're going to change. So there's like 0 point in it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Now, back in the day, whenever you used to have to build your base and you couldn't like exit out of the game or anything, I think 24 hours was completely fair.
Halligan's saying in the chat that he thinks prep could be shortened, but not the war. He's saying because of having guys all over the world, it kind of, if we shortened it any, it might be an issue with getting everybody in. And being a guy that works 12-hour shifts, anything less than 24 hours sometimes is rough because I'll come home from work, war will start while I'm at work. I'll come home, I'll get my attack in, go to sleep, and then wake up and have to get my other attack in before I leave for work. So,
yeah, and that's how, like, a lot of times our war starts, they fall on, our UK guys. They're asleep when it starts, so they don't really even have time to scout a base and stuff, except for like when they wake up, unless they do a scout before the war actually starts and they get lucky and the guy doesn't change his base. But, then they're heading to work as soon as they get up. And then by the, end of their day, they've got just a few hours there to plan attacks and get their attacks in, and then they end up missing the end of the war because they got to go back to sleep.
Yeah, how many times has we been up till 2, 3 in the morning because
I know.
he's
I
hanging
feel bad.
around?
Yeah, he gets so excited, man. That dude loves war.
All right, Bryce. Anything else you think might be coming out of ClashCon?
Level 6 dragons.
Level
I
7
do,
Pekkas.
I do kind of have a feeling there's going to be a new troop. I have zero idea what it would be, but yeah, I think
Level 3 witches or something, maybe. It feels like those have been the same forever, It seems like everything else has changed.
yeah, and the witches are they're not really used a whole lot anymore. Not like they used to because of the clan castles. Yeah, not having the lure and stuff. Like I know some people use them, but it's just kind of base dependent on when to use them. But I think that could be something, is maybe upgrade those, and it'd be fitting for them to do it during Halloween too.
You need to make the witch poison resistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if
that would bring back lightning.
I mean,
Yeah.
what the Lava Hound is the last new troop, and that's what, over a year, right?
I think that was the Halloween update last year, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're 100% right. So maybe it's time for a new troop, maybe an elixir troop with all those, or is it? No, it's the dark troops that have all the extra spaces.
Yeah, dark troops.
Maybe
Yeah,
a new
like I said,
dark troop.
I have no idea what they would bring out.
We were kind of joking in my last stream. We were joking about a new troop called the Holem. It's basically a hog golem, and it was when it broke up, it would turn into smaller hog riders.
So is that a golem riding a very, very sturdy hog?
See that we weren't able to determine that. That was our quote unquote sneak peek. We were calling it our sneak peek.
Maybe it can only jump one wall before the hog gives out.
Yeah, or it tries to jump a wall and it busts it.
It's more like a battering ram. It just kind of runs through it.
Yeah, but they would have to do that animation though, where it jumps and then just falls short and busts the wall open and then keeps going.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. We laughed about that a little bit. Was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of a funny little, I mean, they did the Lava Hound for air defenses, maybe something like that for the tanks for Inferno Towers or something,
Well, it seems like they balance it one way, and then if it goes too far that way, they'll balance it back the other way. So I think we definitely used to see, okay, well, air attacks used to be the thing, and now we've got the second blower and all this different stuff, and so we've kind of gone to the ground and pound more. So
Yeah.
maybe level 7 balloons or level 4 lava hounds or some new troop that would add a wrinkle and kind of get it back towards air more. So that would be interesting.
And I've also seen, including in the chat today, somebody was saying level 6 Hawks to, make it viable for possible Town Hall 10 attacks.
It would be kind of cool too if they did an air troop that was dark, that was kind of like a hog rider, but was air. Because I know they got the balloons, but they're the same housing space and everything. But if you were able to like deploy an air troop kind of the same fashion that you do hogs, that'd be kind of cool.
Wait a minute, say that again. How
Like
are you?
Like an air troop that's kind of like a hog rider, like where they're a little bit faster than a balloon.
Oh, okay.
Where like you might not use hounds in the same way that you would, in an air raid with balloons and stuff. Just like a troop that would kind of target defenses still, but do it from the air, other than a regular elixir troop.
Yeah.
Because that could kind of offset the blowers if they were like a quicker troop, that like I know minions, but they target everything.
Yeah, that's a good idea. They definitely need something that, because they added all this hit points and they added all this defense and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I think it's too much. I mean, not necessarily too much. I think it's too much once you get to Town Hall 10. I think the margin of error is just so razor thin that to restart 10 is, unless you're mauled, and then, it's near impossible.
How about a dark balloon with a vacuum cleaner to suck up the wind from the air blower?
See, something like that would work.
Yeah, see?
Give that skeleton a Hoover, and let's get in there and take care of this.
And he sucks up clan castle troops.
Yes.
I forgot where I heard it too, where it would be like something like a witch, like an air witch. Maybe she could like put out minions or something, like a minion type troop.
I had heard something like that too, and she's like a vampire or something, and she puts out minions. I don't remember who said that. I thought that would be pretty cool.
That'd be kind of cool because it'd be something that would distract a bunch of air stuff too while you're going in.
A vacuum. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I can just see how like the new chats and stuff will go. Like, what's your comp? 2 vacuums, 3 hounds.
I've got the Hoover going in here. Now, did you guys also hear about the possibility of a donated spell?
I've heard that. I don't know about that.
Because I think that would be kind of counterintuitive, or it would. They're trying to get people to move up to Town Hall 10 so they could, whether they do actually go to Town Hall 11 or not. They want people to move up, so there's the need to go to Town Hall 11. And I think if they give that extra spell where a Town Hall 9 can take a free spell, get a free spell donated to them, I think you're going to keep those people that are lifetime Town Hall 9s. I think they're going to stay there. Because now they're... go ahead.
To me, the only thing that would want to make people go to Town Hall 10 more is all those upgrades they added. You're just going to have to nerf them.
Yeah, or give troops that are only available at Town Hall 10 level.
Yeah.
Kind of like stuff that you can only get at, Town Hall 9 that you couldn't get at Town Hall 8, like the Archer Queen or something like that.
Yeah, because you get a lot at Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 8. You get the Archer Queen, you get witches, you get hounds. I think that's it. But, that's a lot. And then just the troop levels that you get at 9 is a huge difference.
Let's see here. And there was something else. The spell, and there I had seen. I had wrote this down.
Yeah, I don't... Donating a spell, I've heard that forever, and I just don't understand how that would work. And plus, that would really give, and we talked about this before, sending your best 9s up to 2-star a 10, that really takes all the incentive out of trying to 3-star a Town Hall 10. Because if you can give a 9 a free spell, he's going to get 2 on that Town Hall 10 if you've got decent attackers. And then you can send your 10s down to just wreak havoc, and I don't really think that's the direction that Supercell wants to go.
Yeah, I can see that. Because if you've got all the 2s, or all the Town Hall 10s 2'd, then because of your 9s, you've got strong 9s, then it's just basically able to go in and clean everything up with your 10s that your 9s missed.
Yeah, and like, if you... Because I was thinking about this the other day too when someone said something about donating the spells. Like, at Town Hall 9, I know there's not a lot you can use a free spell at Town Hall 9 for against another 9, but now that you can freeze air troops, that could almost replace a poison spell. if you when you send your kill squad in, just drop a freeze on them, and don't have to worry about the queen moving for a minute or the any of the clan castle troops. They just get shot down.
Let me tell you something about the freeze spell. It doesn't last near long enough.
No, it doesn't, but it would help. You know what I mean? It would. You can't say that if a 9 dropped a freeze spell going in, that it's gonna help. It's gonna give stuff time to work and move in. And I mean, even if you did still drop a poison and a freeze on them, that's better than nothing. And then even if you just took a freeze just for the heck of it, how many times have you seen raids at the end where like there's one defense left and it's just beating down like your last 3 hogs?
Yeah, that's
you just,
true.
Throw it down.
Yep. Okay, I can see that. But I'm sure, Bryce, you can back me up on this. How long? That first time you dropped the freeze spell, it was like, what? It's gone already?
Oh, there's nothing worse than a level 1 free spell. Like, you first get to town hall 10, you're like, all right, free spell. Like, I'm going to get that thing. And you open up the free spell, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to screw some stuff up right now. I'm big, I'm bad. What? Oh, God, it's shooting at me again. Oh, they're all... Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
Well, that would be the benefit of getting a donated spell, though, is because we would take max free spells all the time. We would never have to deal with the level 1.
Yeah, I never see it.
All right, and the other thing was like an alliance chat, or an alliance tab or something on your in clan chat or whatever. You basically would have your clan chat, and then any clans that were part of your alliance you could click on, and you could also donate troops between those clans and basically chat with them as well. I think it was Duce was talking about that last show, and after he explained it like that, because I thought, alliance chat, that's kind of stupid, because I mean we've all got GroupMe or we Line or Discord, and I thought, that's kind of stupid. But then when he was like, well, if you could donate between the two, between the alliance, that would be a pretty cool thing. What do you guys think of that?
I think that would be kind of cool. It would make it easy just to, because I know we've talked about this a lot since, Kent went from 1 clan to 7. Is, a lot of us haven't talked to each other in forever, because we all went to these different clans and stuff. So that would be a cool way in game to just keep up with everybody. I mean, it could get a little hectic. They'd have to put a cap maybe on how many alliances you could have.
Kingman in chat says no on the alliance chat, but he wants a war chat and be able to talk to the enemy.
I could see where that could get really bad really fast. But
Yeah, I don't see that being helpful.
That would be like global.
If you were able to turn that on and off, that would be great. I would totally love that.
Yeah, because that used to be a big thing. Like back when war first started, you'd always, like you have an especially good war, you like hop over to the other clan and be like, "Good job" or whatever.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool. But the alliance chat, like, I'm all about that. That'd be great, because occasionally, like, we'll get somebody like, especially PZ, which is the quieter, even more relaxed version of our relaxed clan. We'll have somebody pop in from PZ2 and be like, "Hey, can I get a golem?" And if you just could. Hit them up on the alliance chat. That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, think about it like in the form of, say, an event clan or something like that, or when you're starting up, like you said, Phantom Zone 2. You're starting up that new clan or whatever, and that way you don't have to go through the growing pains of, hey, I gotta hop over and get a golem because we can't donate the extra troops or whatever. Now you'd have that built right in where you go, oh, let me just ask for it in alliance chat. So that could be a cool feature. I think that could be a lot of fun. Plus, how many times have we had, different chats go, or, somebody want to pop into the clan and go, does anyone know this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you had alliance chat or whatever, you talking in there and, hey, would it be all right if I come over? Yeah, come on over. Everybody would be able to, see who's on their way over.
Yeah, that way if someone rage quits from one of your alliance clans and then immediately tries to go into one of your other clans, the people like the clan that they were just in, that like person like, let me go check their chat and deny this dude for them real quick. They don't want that guy.
So, what? Anything else you guys are hearing about anything coming out? Or are you guys just sitting tight, waiting on the update?
I'm sitting tight waiting on my cauldron. But no, I haven't. I've been like extremely not like I haven't talked about much of like what I think's going to happen or what I'm hoping for. I'm just kind of sitting back and just whatever they put into the game, I'll work with it whenever it gets here.
Yeah, I think otherwise you're just gonna end up overhyping yourself. It's kind of like Christmas. You get all excited and then you just get socks and underwear for Christmas, and then oh.
Yeah, it's like, well, I didn't want that, but I needed that, so I guess I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I mean, I think something's cool is going to come out of it just because they've spent so much time and effort on it. But whatever it is, I've been through the good updates and the bad updates, and I'm still playing. So
Yeah.
All right, you said you've been through the good updates and the bad updates. Which updates did you consider bad updates?
Uh,
Just
to be honest, I when War first came out, I hated it. The closest I've ever been to quitting the game was trying to manage Phantom Zone before the opt out. It made it extremely difficult. And then there was something else. There was something else. There was like two updates in a row. There was War, and then there was one other thing, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it made it extremely difficult to manage a clan. Oh, because it was War, and then clan perks came out before the opt out. So there was clan perks. So it was a huge, huge deal to get this, and that's actually when Project Cadmus split off of Phantom Zone. So that's what I would consider a bad update. When obviously the opt out feature wasn't that big of a deal, and I know they lost players over that. And
Yeah,
then a good.
that would have been rough back then because it's like, especially for like smaller clans, like that aren't as active. It's like you don't want to boot a guy because he's got higher trophies than this other guy that you want to be in the war, and this guy's not going to be in the war. But if you kick him, you're running the risk of him not ever coming back, just because you sat him out for a war just to get this other guy in. It's like that's crazy.
yeah, that and we went through that a lot before they opt in, opt out. It was like, okay, this guy's got a hero down. Well, we got to kick him, and then what we'd do is we'd send an invite back, and sometimes people didn't come back. It was like, it was like they took it personally. It's like, well, you got somebody down. We invited you right back. We just needed to boot you while we clicked the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chat saying stuff about the 5 versus 5 again, and I had watched a little bit of that Korean or the Korean Invitational, and it was weird watching that because it wasn't the kind of wars we're used to. I mean, it was a lot of go wipe. It was a lot of, well, I guess it is wars we're used to when we click the button randomly. But it was a lot of go wipe. There was some go wee wee. I think I saw maybe one or two golaloons, but they weren't shattered, or it was drop a couple golems here, and they weren't even trying for nothing. It was like,
I think a lot of people forget that is that the war community, like I wouldn't even consider us to be a part of the war community. We just are in the know more of like what's going on, than a lot of other people are. But it's pretty apparent that a lot of this stuff isn't out there to the masses because I mean the only time that we've and still the glory that we've been in a war where people were just like straight up like hogging all of our bases was the last scrim we did with North Watchers. Other than that, like it's been 99.95% like go wipe and go wee wee, and you'll have a couple guys from the other clans throw some hogs in every now and then, but you can tell that they're not like extremely used to it or anything. And it's the same thing with like modding and stuff. It's like it's a problem, but it's not out there as wide as the game is. It's in a small community where it only really matters that much.
Right.
It sounds like Superspell's onto something on that end of it, because it's from what I understand, there are several high-level so-called war clans that are on a bit of a timeout right now.
You know what? I heard that too, but I heard that was just trolling. If you're talking about Clash nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that was just, they were all passing around. Somebody got booted or something, and so they were passing around the same picture and posting it.
Yeah, Gotti made a video specifically about them, and then they were just trolling back at him. Because I think they wore GS96.
And the funny part is they went and posted in his description that yes, we are modders, and basically came out and said it, and I'm sure that got screenshotted and sent to Supercell as well.
Yeah.
So,
it's like robbing the bank and leaving your driver's license behind.
Here's where you can reach me at.
Yeah, and then the cops looking at it and go, "Huh, what a lucky guy."
Well,
John Smith got away with a lot of money. Oh well.
Well, if we ever bump into him,
Yeah.
we'll have to give him his driver's license back.
Yeah, we'll throw him in the tank for 31 days. I do think though they need to start handing out like a little harsher penalties whenever they do ban someone.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, they give a 2-day kick for a troll base.
Mm-hmm.
So what? And then 31 days for violating terms of service? I don't know. It seems a little light, especially when they laugh and joke about it at the end of it. It's like,
they should demote you at Town Hall. Like if you're at Town Hall 10, like they should take you back to being at Town Hall 9. Like everything drops down to Town Hall 9 level.
A lot of those guys might be happy with that though.
I would be.
Yeah. Bryce is gonna download whatever app tonight so he can go back to
exactly. If that's the penalty, I'll post some super offensive stuff and I'll have some 15 heroes tomorrow.
he'll be back to Town Hall 4 before you know it.
No, just down one. All I need to do is go down one. I'm fine.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right, so are you guys playing any other games? Just I figure I might as well ask. Somebody mentioned in chat Vainglory.
I've tried Vainglory a few times, and it crashes on my iPad and my phone every time I try to play.
I've played Vainglory a couple times. It's all right, but I mean, it's something to do in between while I'm waiting on troops or whatever. But it's not anything I'm gonna pick up and play for any length of time.
No, I don't think so either. I played Boom Beach on and off still a little bit. It's kind of, that game's kind of, I think, burning out big time. I played it just as much as I did Clash for a year and a half.
Yeah, I just don't like Boom Beach because it's like you drop them and they all. It's like there's no steering them, there's no putting them over here or putting them over there.
Well, it's actually, you can do that really easy because you've got the flares. When you get higher level on Boom Beach, you can do stuff like I'm sure you've seen videos or something on YouTube where they do like Smoky Zuka raids and stuff. Where like Zukas are a really lightweight troop that deals high damage, and you can steer them you got to do it just perfect, but you can throw smokes on them and get them to where you want to go. and then when the smokes run out, if you're in a good spot, you can just demolish something. But I think the economy on that game is bad because you don't have shields. You're limited to the amount of bases you can hit in the day. Like if you want to clear your map and the map's cleared, then you're just done. You have to wait for more bases to come on, and if the base pops on your map and it has no loot, you've got to wait like 24 hours for another one to pop on.
Now, see, I did like the what was it, the group matches or whatever, that you did against the bigger base or whatever.
Yeah, those were cool.
Now imagine something like that on Clash. Having like a big base to hit where the whole group comes in and just can smash the whole thing.
That would be interesting. That would be kind of cool.
It would be cool, like old school, multiplayer Command and Conquer, when you could have like 4v4 and like 2 players could team up against everybody else. Like that'd be sweet.
Yeah, that's what they did on Boom. It was just like this massive base, and you just coordinate. Like you can put notes on, like, okay, first part of this raid, we want to take out this, this, and this. Next guy that goes in, take out this, this, and this, and you just you're clearing a way for someone else to go in behind it and like finish the base off. But then you always have the guy that just sends his troops like straight in, and they just die before they even get off the beach. It's like, who let this guy in?
That was me.
Do you guys play any like Xbox One, PS4, or any of you guys AAA? I guess you would call it gamers, or just the mobile stuff?
I just do the mobile stuff.
I've got. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've got a PS3 that I think the last thing I did on it was play Netflix. I watch a lot of Netflix on there at night since I'm a night shifter. When I'm home, I watch a lot of TV when I'm not sitting in front of my computer doing stuff. But I used to play StarCraft. I used to play. I wasn't good at it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I think right now the titles I've got for my PlayStation are like Batman, Arkham Asylum or something. Got Tiger Woods, Madden. One game I do like a lot is Resistance. I like games like that.
Now that I had the first Xbox that came out, and I played it all the time. And when it crashed, I never bought anything new. But whenever all the new stuff that started coming out, where you could hook it up to the internet, and like you could like chat, like have voice chats going on with stuff, like I purposely never would buy that because I knew I would get addicted to it. And so I thought
then
with this
Clash of Clans.
Yeah, I thought with this little phone game, I was like, oh, I can do this, and I won't ever have to talk to him or anything. And now I've got like 9 apps that I have downloaded so I can talk to people. And like I'm on Twitch, and I was like, oh my gosh, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. I bought I'm big into the racing games. Like my addiction before Clash of Clans was the Forza series, and I was real big into Forza 4 or 5, not so much, but. Forza 6 came out, and I dropped the $100 bill on the fancy package, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna back off Clash of Clans a little bit, and then I was like, hey, man, I'm getting pretty close to Town Hall 9 on Grease Monkey. I better, oh boy.
Yeah.
So if you see something like an angry face emoji, I don't know if Natalia's listening. She's probably not, but if there's an angry face emoji comes up in the chat, it's because she's mad that I spent that money, and then. Just play Clash of Clans.
And I'm mad too because you could have spent that on Clash of Clans.
I know, right? Little Town Hall 9 starter pack.
Yeah. Yeah, I told Warblade one night about. I did it just to goof around with somebody. I was dating a girl at the time, and she still had like a regular Nintendo and stuff. And it was around the same time I watched that documentary, King of Kong. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
Oh, I
It was a documentary about the guy that had like the world record high score on the old Donkey Kong machine.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so
That was
like
pretty funny.
I discovered that website that holds all these records and stuff. It was like Twin Galaxies, which I actually found that they have a Twitch channel. And they just 24 hours a day they just stream attempts at world records and stuff now. So I catch myself just staring at that forever, every now and then. But yeah, she would get mad at me because I would go over there and she'd bust out her Nintendo and I'd beat her like over and over on any game we played. So then she said she would stop playing games with me if I kept beating her. So I found that website and I set a world record on California games on regular Nintendo and sent that to her just for fun.
Yeah, because isn't that the game that they were making fun of on the ClashCast or whatever as being one of the worst games ever? California games.
Dude, I love that game. That was one of my favorite games. One of my favorite games too was Black Bass. I don't know if you remember that
Oh
game.
yes.
It was the stupidest game, but like I would play that game for hours.
Yeah, I remember playing that when we were going to my. We'd go over to my dad's and he'd let us rent games or whatever. I remember us renting that like 5 times. It was like.
It's the worst game ever.
Do you guys remember renting the whole system, like when the
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Nintendo came out, and it was always in like that giant black case? It
Yeah.
looked like the nuclear football, and in it was like a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, no, it was like me and my buddies, like we would go and I remember the first time he rented a Sega CD and like we were
Ooh.
super pumped. We got it home and they would like put it in. I was like, this is bad. Like it would just play like a video and then you would like hit A and then it would go to like a crappy gameplay and then it would play a video and you just watch it and it was like this is really bad. I think it was like a Power Rangers game or something. It was bad. It was
Well,
just
that
the
explains
worst.
most of it then.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
Hey,
we were like
Power
we were
Rangers
like
are
8.
Sweet.
Yeah, we were like 8.
Yeah, I had a Genesis, a Sega Genesis, and I love that thing. I had I played Street Fighter on that thing all the time. Bought the joystick and the with the 6 buttons and all that good stuff, and it was, woohoo! Then my brother and sister would want to play, and it'd be like, no, you guys can't play. So my mom would make me let them play, and it's like, I tell them what to do, and I'd be like, oh, well, you got to hit this button, and I'd be smacking the crap out of them while they're looking at the buttons.
We were like crazy in the Mortal Kombat when it first came out. I remember the first time, like we would play, and then I remember the first time I had an older brother. He woke me up like one morning, and he goes, "You got to watch this," because we've been playing the game for like a week. And I guess one of his buddies at school taught him how to do the fatalities.
Oh,
Because we were just like, it would go like finish him, and we'd like uppercut the guy, and it would be over with. We're like, oh yes, I won. He called me and he's like, you got to watch this. And then he was like Sub-Zero, and he's like, let me beat you real quick. And then he like ripped my head off, and my spine was hanging out. I was like, oh my god, that's the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
and they say, video games are violent. Huh, wonder where that came from.
Yeah. Was it Sega that had the blood code you had to enter? I think it was the Super Nintendo had blood in it, and the Sega they cut the blood out, but you had to like put a code in to add the blood back.
I don't remember. I played it on both Genesis and Super Nintendo, so I really don't remember which one was which. I remember
Well, it's funny because the blood was like just tiny little, like tiny dots. Like it wasn't anything at all.
Yeah, because that was back before everything had the real good pixels. It was still a little blocky, and you really couldn't tell. And
yeah,
Yeah, I had a Nintendo for a really long time. I kind of skipped the whole generation. Like the Super Nintendo, the N64. I never had any of that stuff. I went straight from a Nintendo to a PlayStation. So
I've still
Cool.
got an old PlayStation 2, I think it is, laying around somewhere. I saw it the other day, and I was like,
those are backwards compatible too, aren't they?
no, I don't
No?
think so.
I
I
think
mean, I'm sure.
I think a PS2 will play PS1 games.
Yeah, I think those will.
Oh, it was the PS3 that wouldn't play the PS2.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
And I always thought that was a ripoff. I was like, now I got all these games that I can't play on the next system.
I'm kind of thinking maybe my son is 3.5 now. I'm thinking a Wii U might be in order.
You've got a Wii U, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of weird watching them play on that gamepad to begin with. I mean, obviously you can use the Wii nunchucks or whatever if you want, but playing on that pad is just weird because it's so bulky.
Yeah, but then you can watch like human TV and they can play Mario Kart. That's what I was thinking.
So it really wasn't about your son playing the Wii
No,
U.
no,
It was about you getting the TV back.
It's about that my wife hates the Lego movie, and I showed it to him, and if he wants to watch it again, I'm going to get divorced, is what it's about.
What was wrong with the leg? I haven't seen it, but I can't believe it would be that bad.
And it's really not, and none of those movies are that bad, dude. But like, and I love Legos, like, and I liked the movie. We watched it in the theater, and the first time I watched it with him, I'm like, all right, this is really cool. He likes Legos, I like Legos. This is a whole thing. And then like the second time, I'm like, man, this thing's getting a little irritating. And then like time 4, you're like, what have I done to myself? There was no reason to bring this into the house. He had no idea.
Okay,
This,
I got you now. Like I would watch it once and enjoy it, and probably never watch it again.
oh, exactly, but 3-year-olds don't want to do that. They want to watch it over and over again.
Until they
Yeah.
can read it, or recite the whole thing word for word. I remember my daughter watched something. I can't remember what it was. I think I've PTSD'd it out of my brain, but she watched it over and over again and could do the whole thing. I mean, you could start talking about one line on there, and she could pick it up right from there and go. God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I dated a girl that had a daughter that was completely obsessed with Frozen, which was the worst Disney movie ever made in the history of Disney movies. And I've heard every song 10 million times. I've seen the movie 10 million times, and anytime I hear anything about it or see anything about it, I just want to throw a brick at everyone that's standing around me. I hate that movie so bad.
Yeah, I've seen Frozen more than once.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm so glad my daughter's a teenager.
Yeah.
But then again,
Okay.
on the other hand, it's like I don't get to. I can't blame her for wanting to sit down and watch stuff like the Lego Movie, Lego Batman. All right, guys. Unless the chat's got something else other than laughing about Frozen.
Do I need to start throwing bricks at people?
No, but I would love to hear an East Texas rendition of "Let It Go." That's what I want in my life.
You're not gonna hear it.
I think as an official podcaster now, JP, you got to do what the people want.
Yes.
So, ready, go.
No. We'll have to be streaming until like 3:00 in the morning. I've had plenty of beers in me before we do anything like that.
Karaoke or riot, man. Karaoke or riot. All right, guys.
Let it go. That's it. I'm done.
All right, guys. You guys got anyone you want to buy around for tonight? Why don't we start with you, Bryce?
I'm gonna buy a round for Chuck, the infamous #1 co-leader of Phantom Zone, and not for being awesome and leading my clan and being the cool guy that he usually is, but he hooked me up with an 8.5 layout, and it's an anti 3-star base, and I've been in 3 wars now, and it is absolutely given these people fits. I have been attacked 5 times this war, and we're only 19 hours in. I've been attacked 5 times, and they have not 3-starred me. So that's a pretty dang good base. It's soaking up attacks like nobody's business.
If he's got any Town Hall 10 bases like that, point him in my direction, please.
I will. I will.
How about you, JP?
I'd like to give one out to Danny Boy. He's been new with the numbers. We kind of gave TGP a break after the L War, and he put the numbers together for the North Watchers War. It was his first time doing it. He did an awesome job, and he's also been the one doing it for the Savage Sleuths War. And I can say the dude's been doing some work. I mean, just putting together spreadsheets, and then, like I said earlier, about having little panic attacks about someone getting thrown into a war by accident and having to pull from here or there and stuff. It's been a little stressful on him, but it's very, very much appreciated.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to TGP the other day, or actually it was today, and he was saying, yeah, it was kind of nice to sit back and let the kid drive for a little bit and just make sure we weren't going in the ditch.
Yeah, and I think he's having fun with it, and it's going to end up working out for us too, because like the second that Danny can't do it, if he's busy or whatever, we've got TGP that can do it, and then after this little set, we might throw someone else in to work with it. I think Fred wants to give it a shot too, so being able to like shift that around, where if someone's busy, they can just say, hey, I really can't do it. Can someone else grab it this time or whatever it may be? That'll help. But he did a really good job with it so far.
Yeah, and that's a great idea to have more than one numbers guy that can hop in, switch off. That way we're not stressing somebody out, especially if we're going to be doing range wars pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm learning with these two is that it sounds easy just to go, here's our roster, here's their roster, let's hit the button. But now when you start having when you're trying to coordinate like 25 to 35 people, and it's like one guy says he can't do it, and it can change everything. Then you've got to look for a guy to replace him. If that guy can't replace him, you've got to replace him with another number. Well, now you've got to sit someone else from their side, and they've got to find another person to add in, and it can get hectic. But he's been doing a good job with it.
He has. Great job, Danny Boy. I'm going to buy a round for all of North Watchers. They were a lot of fun to match up last war, even though I wasn't in it because they didn't have the Town Hall 10s. It was a really great war to watch. I got to watch a lot of it, and a lot of great attacks. We learned a lot, so my round goes out to North Watchers.
Well, speaking of that, though, I do have to say real quick that at least you didn't leave us. I do have to say Danny Boy did leave us during that war because he wanted to war so bad that he just he hit the button, and then as soon as it matched, he was just like, I'm out. Good luck, guys. I got to go war. It's like, you little jerk.
Well, I did hop over to the event clan and donate some troops to myself, so I was out at the time the match went, so I was like, oh, man, I didn't expect it to happen that quick, so...
No, that was awesome how fast it happened, but yeah, Danny bailed on us after doing such an awesome job.
He's like, I'm out. I gotta go. All right, guys, so if that's it for the show tonight, thank you guys both for coming on, and Bryce, I'm definitely going to try getting you back on so you can keep updating us on your progress at Town Hall 9 and your mini account that cannot be named. And JP will definitely be getting you back on because we've got some pretty cool range matchups coming up down the road, and I'm sure you want to be telling us all about that.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
All right, folks, out in the chat, this has been Clash After Dark. Thank you for coming, and good night.